Jai Hind everyone. In today's lecture I am going to cover red black tree. It is very important topic in design and analysis of algorithm, and all the particular tree data structure is used this red black tree for different applications. So if you are talking about red black tree, because it is a balancing tree, that's why it is a BST in which we have to add on one particular attribute, that is called the color of that every node. So it is called a red black tree because every node that is present in the given tree is either red or black. That's why its name is red black tree. So whenever we are talking about red black tree, basically the red black tree is a binary search tree. Binary search tree is what? It is a extended version of binary tree. In binary tree we have three particular node, one parent and two left and right child. After that, what we are doing, we have to put the values that in order traversal, where left particular node is having, left child is having the minimum value and parent is having the more than the left child value, and the right child value is having the maximum value. That is called basically binary search tree. If we are adding one particular extra bit per storage, that is basically one attribute. If you adding in the binary search tree, then it is called the red black tree, and that attribute is its color, which can be either red or black. If you are putting that color combination in red black tree, definitely you should require some specific properties with that red black tree. Means you cannot say any ordinary tree is red black tree. You have to keeping all the particular properties in that tree, then you are saying that it is red black tree. That's why red black tree is basically having properties with that, and by using those properties we can balance that red black tree. So if you are seeing the particular the tree, okay, so if you are seeing all the nodes of the tree, you are just seeing these are containing these particular attributes, that is color, then key, then left, then right, and their parent. Okay, so these 5 attributes are associated with every node of the tree. So either it is the left of particular node, either it is the parent of their particular node, either it have something color of the node, key of the node. Every particular 5 attribute would be associated with every node of this red black tree. Now if you are talking about child, then if a child or the parent of a node does not exist, then we have to put up a pointer attribute that is called nil, and very important significance of this nil is there, because we cannot empty that nil, and whatever operation we are performed in red black tree, we have to use this nil pointer for that. So it is very important. So that's why it is just presented over here that if a child or the parent of a node does not exist, the corresponding pointer attribute of the node contains the nil value, and that nil value will be considered for the different operation of red black tree. Now if you are talking about, I have said that if you are putting the color combination in red black tree, definitely you are getting some fixed things into that tree, and that fixed things is defined by the red black properties. Means every particular tree must have these properties, then only you can say that it is a red black tree. So if you are talking about red black tree, it is a binary search tree basically that satisfies the following red black properties. So if any tree that is having these particular properties, then it is called basically red black tree. So if you are seeing the properties of this red black tree, you are seeing that these properties is associated in that order where every particular property is, if you are just generating it. So if you are talking about the properties, and that is sequenced by 1 2 3 4 5. So if you are seeing that property 1 2 3 4 5, if you are taking any particular red black tree which is growing, these particular properties associated by sequence. So first 5/5 property is the last particular thing which you can evaluate it in that tree, and the first particular property is basically essentially associated with the empty red black tree. So the first property is every node is either red or black. Okay, the first property, whatever node you are getting in that tree, basically every node is having either red or black color. The second property is root is every time black. Whenever you are just making any red black tree, the root is always black. Then every leaf node is black. That's why, because color is assigned with the leaf node, it has a significance on the operations of red black tree. So it is very important property third, and we have to keep this thing in your mind. The fourth property, if any node is red, definitely their both children's mandatorily black, compulsorily black, means every node has black children's, not red children. This is also one important property by which we can find out the red and black nodes, red and black nodes quantity in the given red black tree. Then if you are talking about property fifth, it is basically the property in by which we can find the black nodes in all the particular trees. Okay, for each node, all simple paths from node to descendant leaf contains the same number of black node. So if you are taking any particular path from any node to leaf, you are getting whatever path are ejects from that node to leaf node, you are getting equal number of black nodes in that particular path. That is the basic property. So red black tree is having these 5 properties, and whenever you are performing any operations, you have to bound it to maintain these properties in this red black tree. That's why their insertion and deletion operations and other operations are very important and little bit complex also. Okay, so here I have just given a particular example or figure of the red black tree. If you are seeing this tree basically, okay, you have seen all the 5 properties. So whatever white particular nodes are there basically red, and whatever black nodes that are given in the black color. So if you have seen first property, every node is either red or black. You have seen in this particular diagram, every node is either black or red. Okay, then the root is always black. You have seen the third node, it is black basically, it is root. Then you have find all the particular leaf nodes are black. You have seen the color of these all particular leaf nodes. Then the fourth property, every particular node, red node having black child, you have see 17 having 14 and 21 both are black, 10 is having 7 and 12 both are black, 3 is having both nils, it is black. So if you have seen all the properties in this particular diagram, you have seen that all 5 property is basically fulfilled and satisfied by this particular tree. The fifth property, that is very important. If you are picking any node like 21, okay, from 21 to leaf node, suppose this leaf node we are considering, if you are taking any path, you are getting equal number of black node. Like if you are taking this, you are getting 2 black node. If you are taking this, you are getting 2 black node. Like from this to this, whatever paths are available from this to this, okay, from this to this particular node, everywhere if you are talking about taking this path, you are getting this 3 particular node, okay, like on this place. For every path wherever you are moved from this to this nil, okay, from this to this nil, everywhere the number of black nodes are equal. So if you are talking about this node to this nil, you are having 1 2 3 particular black nodes in this path. If you are taking this 1 2 3, so all the particular equal number of black nodes are present in any path from a node to leaf, whatever paths are exist over there. So that is basically representation of red black tree. We have to conclude one important thing. Okay, for this particular fifth property, what we are having, there are 2 heights that is existed in this red black tree. One is simple height, that is basically called H. Second one is black height, that is basically called BH. So if you are seeing in this tree, okay, if you are finding out the height, height is what? The longest path from node to leaf, that is basically height. So if you are talking about this particular node, we are presenting height equal to H and black height equal to BH. Okay, if you are considering the height, height is what? Basically whatever number of maximum length path from node to leaf. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So that is basically 6. That is simple height. What is black height? Whatever number of black nodes appeared in the path from the node to leaf, okay, excluding that node, means if you are considering for this, if you are going to calculate black height for this particular node, okay, then what you have to do, you have to remove this particular node as a color, means you cannot include that node. other than these nodes, you have to calculate the number of black nodes which appeared in the path from node to leaf. Suppose this leaf is taken. Okay, so if you just consider that you are getting 1 black node, 2 black node, 3 black node. So black height equals to 3. So what is black height? Black height is basically that height in which we have to find out number of black nodes from the given node to the leaf, excluding that node. So here we have excluded this 26. If you are talking about this 17, the height is what? Definitely 6 minus 1, because one node is just moved from this place. Then what is black height? Black height equals to, excluding that node, whatever number of black nodes appears in this path. So 1, 2, 3, this black height is equals to 3 simply. Okay, so if you want to calculate the black height of all these nodes, you are getting the black height, and then there is an interesting thing that you have to generate by using this analogy. What you have to generate? Basically you are just seeing here, you are getting that black height is greater or equals to h by 2. Okay, if you here you have seen black height is greater or equals to h by 2. Okay, in this you have to see 6 by 2 equals to 3. In this 5 by 2 equals to 3 means the black height is greater by 5 by 2. Okay, if you are calculating the height and black height for all these nodes, you are getting that relationship in with the nodes actual height and the black height, and that is very important thing, because it is used to just prove a particular theorem in which we are just finding the total number of internal nodes and make its relation and calculate its relation with the height. So it is very useful for that. Now I have just already discussed, but again I will repeat that height edge is what? The basically height edge is defined by the longest path from the root to a leaf. So whatever longest path from that node from root to leaf is basically height edge. Then we are talking about black height edge, and it is very important because this black height is very important and significant point for the red black tree. So we call the number of black nodes on any simple path, but not including that node. This is very important. Okay, but not including that node x down to a leaf, the black height of the node denoted by bhx. Okay, we have to just ignore the height of that particular color of that node. Okay, that is very important. So we cannot include that node. We define the black height of a red black tree to be the black height of its root. That would be defined. Then again we have to prove this theorem. A red black tree with n internal nodes has a height at most twice of log n minus n plus 1. Okay, for proving that particular theorem, the first theorem is given. That theorem is what? Whatever pair of particular tree is given, in that tree if the black height is given 2 to the power bhx, if we are calculating the number of internal nodes for that particular node, it would be 2 to the power bh, 2 to the power bhx minus 1. That is the basic thing. Suppose we have 3 nodes, 1, 2, 3. This node is black, both nodes are red. Okay, suppose if you are going to find out the height of black height of this node, that would be bh. Okay, what is the height of this node? This is also bh. Why? Because it is also having red color, because we have to exclude. So if it is having black color, then we have to bh minus 1 height has to be taken. Okay, but in this case this black height is equals to bh because it is a red node. This black height is also bh. If you are finding out the total number of internal nodes for this tree, okay, so whatever subtree this particular node has that particular total number of internal nodes plus whatever total number of internal nodes having this particular subtree plus this, and then plus 1 if it is internal node. Otherwise we cannot take the plus 1 if it is root node. Suppose we are considering over here it is a internal node. So the total number of basically total number of internal nodes for this particular portion is given by basically 2 to the power bh minus 1 2 to the power bh minus 1 for this node plus 2 to the power bh minus 1 for this node plus 1. That would be equals to 2 to the power 2 into 2 to the power bh minus 1. Okay, that would be basically greater than or equals to 2 to the power bh minus 1, because 2 into 2 to the power bh minus 1 is given. Okay, so every time whatever number of internal nodes, that would be greater by this particular theorem. So this is proved that, okay, either it is equals to 2 to the power bhx minus 1 internal node, or it would be greater than that. After that, how we can use this for this particular theorem? If you are seeing the property 4, everywhere you have seen that the number of red nodes, because every red node is having the black child, root is already black, leaf is already black. So every particular red node, there would be one black node that must appear at the higher level. So if you are calculating the number of black nodes, okay, and the number of red nodes, so you are getting that the number of black nodes is greater than h by 2, greater than 2 by, means it is more than half, and the number of red nodes is less than half. So if you are taking that, that would be given the total number of nodes at a particular level is given by n is greater or equals to 2 to the power bh minus 1. Suppose the number of internal nodes are n totally. Okay, we have already proved that bh is greater or equals to h by 2. We have already seen in the given particular figure where I have evaluated the black height and height of every node. We have seen at that place the relationship in between height and black height is greater or equals to h by 2. What we are doing? We have to put this value over here. What we are getting? N is greater or equals to 2 to the power h by 2 minus 1. Okay. Then n plus 1 is greater or equals to 2 to the power h by 2. Take log both sides. What you are getting? Log n plus 1 is greater or equals to h by 2 log 2 basically. Then you are getting, okay, log n plus 1 is greater or equals to h by 2. Then you are getting twice of log n plus 1 is greater or equals to h. So the number of whatever height is given for this particular thing, the height is always less or equals to twice of log n plus 1, where n is number of internal nodes. So it is very important theorem, and you all will be able to prove that, and some of the relations is required. The first most relation, whenever you are going to calculate the internal nodes, definitely you have to take this formula 2 to the power bhx minus 1 for any particular node, that internal node is given, and you have to prove this by induction. Okay, you have to apply the induction process, and by applying this induction process you are getting that basically that equality, that the number of internal nodes will be equals to 2 to the power bh minus 1. After that, what you have to do? You have to analyze the arbitrary, and you are getting the properties, different properties of this arbitrary, and by those properties you are getting the fourth property, that every particular red node is having black children. Okay, whenever a red node is appeared, the black node is already appeared, and root and nil node is black. That's why the number of black nodes is more than half than red node. Means every time the number of black node is greater than red node and it is greater than half. By using that, we are putting that black height is greater or equals to h by 2 every time, because black height is basically equals the number of black nodes. Okay, then you have to putting this particular equality in the given induction hypothesis, n is greater or equals to 2 to the power bh minus 1, and then you have to prove that, and you are getting that the relationship in between height and the number of internal nodes. So it is very important theorem, and everybody must understand to prove that theorem. Now we are talking about the rotation in red black tree. So I am talking about the next particular slide where we can define why rotation is required. Because rotation is required because it is a balanced tree. Whenever you are performing any operation, firstly you have to check it out. After performing that operation, it would be red black tree, or we have to apply some particular balancing properties over there. Out of that, one balancing properties is rotation. The rotation is what we have to rotate the particular red black tree from a node. By using a node we have to rotate, and after the rotation nothing is changed in the information of color, but only the parent and child relationship would be changed, and it is required for the different operation. So you have seen, suppose this particular phenomena is given. Okay, one particular node is given x, because here the color is not required. Okay, we don't consider the color because color change is not there, only the position change is there and their child and parent information is changed. Okay, we are doing this rotation by using these two types, left rotation and right rotation. Okay, so suppose we have a combination of this tree. Whenever we are going to perform this left rotate, the primary thing is required, their right child would be there. If the right child is not there, there is no possibility of left rotate. That's why the first condition that would be checked in the algorithm of left rotate is there will be a right child of that particular node is available or not. If that is not available, there is no possibility of left rotation. So suppose using this node, by this node we have to perform this left rotation on this node. What we have to do? We have to just change the first change. Y is just making the parent of x, the first change, and x is making the parent of y. We have done this. Okay, then whatever y right child is there, that would be associated with that. Whatever x left child is there, that is associated with that. But y is, if having the left child, right now the position of x would be there, the left child of y. Then what we have to do? Because this is less than y, it would be existed over the left particular sub part of the y. So you have C, we have to just find out the exact position of this particular node, and definitely this position is x right child. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to make the y left child to x right child, and we are getting that left rotation. So this is left rotation basically. Primary important thing is what? We have to just check it out over the right child of particular node is available, then only the left rotation is possible. One interesting thing, if the left rotated tree you are getting, and if you are applying the right rotation onto the particular node y, okay, that would be the parent over there. Okay, so if you are applying this, you are getting the exact tree which is before the left rotation is available. So if you are continuously apply the left rotation and right rotation, you are getting the same tree as a result, from which you have started to perform the left rotation. So here one example is given, rotate left about 9. So this is 9, we have just rotated left, means the first important thing you have to check its right child is there or not. Okay, the right child is there. What we have to do? We have to make this particular node is the parent of 9, and 9 is make child of 12. So this particular change is there. Okay, then 9's left child with there, 12's right child with there, but whatever 12's left child is there, that would be the child of 9th right child. So this is basically rotation. Now we have to study the algorithm. If you are talking about left rotate, so the first important thing, y equals to right x, set y, because if right x is not available, then there is no possibility. So whenever we are going to apply left rotate, definitely it is mandatory that the right child of x would be available. So that's why we have just located that y. Then right of x equals to left of y. Definitely whatever y of left is there, that would be associated with the x right child, turns y left subtree into x right subtree. Why it is there? Because y is immediately, y left part is immediately assigned to x, and definitely the right of x part will be just removed from that, and there will be no space for right of x child, that x child. That's why left of y would be make right of x. Then if left of y is not equals to nil, if left of y is available, then whatever left y parent is there, you have to make it x. Okay. Then definitely parent of y would be parent of x, because you are rotating left. If parent of x is equal to nil, definitely y would be the root of tree. Okay. Then what you have to do? Then root of tree equals to y, simply y making as a root of tree. Else if x equals to x, x parent left, then if x equals to left of its parent, okay, where it is associated because you have converted it, then y equals to left of parent of x, and if it is not there, then right of parent of x would be y. Okay. Then x equals to left of y and parent of x equals to y. So we have to make these amendments, and after that we are getting the exact left rotation of this red black tree. And this is very important operation, because if you are using this operation, you have to balance this tree. Okay. So that is basically rotation operation, and it is very important for the red black tree for insertion and deletion, because these two operations are very important. So thank you very much. Next particular insertion and deletion we will be covered into the next lecture.